What is up, sports fans? We are back for another episode of The Fan and the End. I'm your host, as always, Stephen Rochelle. Just being joined by Mr. Ben Troop today, our good friend, Mr. Marvin Fowles, taking care of some family stuff. So definitely, we giving him strong wishes. We will see him back probably later tonight on the network for some of the other programming we have. But he'll be back on with us next week. We know how it is. Life happens. You got to take care of things, take care of family first, that's exactly what we told Mark. So,
and for those of you who don't have wives and kids yet, you just wait. Like, that's not going to be me. Yes, it will. And not only is it going to be you, you're going to be the guy. You're going to be in the mall. You're going to be one or two guys. You're either going to be the guy. They got the area where you could just sit in the mall and wait on your wife to come get you, or you just following her around holding her purse. Yes, you're gonna hold it. You're gonna do it. Just tell
it. Yeah, you're definitely gonna do stuff like that. Appreciate the love, Peak1. Appreciate the love and all the love you're showing the other programs. I see you. I see you all the time sharing the stream. So appreciate it, my friend. So always want to make sure we give our great supporters their love. By the way, speaking of great supporters, Eddie got both of the packages we gave him. He's looking forward to reading your book. Yeah. Wanted to make sure we got out there. I told him when he gets a chance, because I also sent him some MMA fight posters. I gave him a signed Joe Rogan poster. He got
well, Eddie talking trash. Eddie's at work saying y'all ain't doing this. Eddie is like, look. If anybody would have won that prize other than Eddie, he would have stalked that person. He would have stalked him.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, we're only two. I think we're 200 subscribers away from 2K. Like I said, the next big giveaway that I'm going to do is when we hit those watch hours.
Yeah.
So that's basically when the channel becomes monetized. Is going to be. I mean, I'll do something when we hit 2K, but it's not going to. Eddie got a big package. He got your book. He got the insert that you had put in it. He got one of your cards. He got signed cards from Lauren Murphy. He got signed cards from Jessica I. He got a big full event size event poster from an MMA promotion and the Joe Rogan autograph. So Eddie made out like a bandit. So
yeah. Eddie's like, listen, man. If anybody need me, I'm gonna be over here doing what I do. Don't worry about me. But no. I guarantee you, not guarantee, but by the end of 2026, man, we're going to be like, man, we were trying to say 2K, this thing at 3K. I think it's going to do because.
Well, you think, we only been here since May, right? And from May to, I think it's like 7, almost 8 months. We went from just a couple thousand views to 1 million views here on the channel. So, listen, I appreciate the support from everyone, whether you're a subscriber, come across us, listen to a hater, whatever it is. You coming in the chat room talking trash. We appreciate your views. We appreciate your comments. Keep it coming. We're gonna continue to irritate everybody.
Yeah,
but let's get into it. I'm gonna go right to the main topic. Obviously, my Eagles, crap the bird's nest, so to speak. Right, fall short to the 49ers. But obviously, the news was yesterday that Kevin Patullo was fired. Mm-hmm. So we got to talk about it, man. 11 years, 11 different offensive coordinators, and somehow Jalen Hurts still continues to do his thing, man. Was talking about it last night and the night before with Justin, is that despite the fact that Kevin Patullo was, a teenager playing Madden, keep running the same 4 plays, that you still had 2,000-yard receivers, regardless if it's a couple yards over, 100 yards over, 10 yards, it doesn't matter. You still had 1,000-yard running back. You had a tight end that had over. He had 11 touchdowns, which was a personal career record for him and a franchise record for tight ends. You had Jalen, who had more passing touchdowns than he had in his career as well. So he was the best, man. I didn't want to see him go, but listen, Kellen Moore was way overdue for a head coaching job, and he used last year's Super Bowl to springboard him down to his first opportunity down in New Orleans. And I thought with what he had, he did a great job. So, it's tough shoes to fill, man. Tough shoes to fill. We will get to those Buffalo Bills in a movie. Chef, we will get to those Buffalo Bills in a movie. I promise.
The Buffalo fans gonna let you know.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna let you know.
Yeah, because I was wrong last week. I'm not gonna act like I was. I was wrong with a handful of my picks. But
hold on. Not to even breeze past that. People, let me. We are analysts. We are columnists. We are all things levels of football. We're gonna get it right. It's almost like when we get it wrong, we're like, no. I'm going off schemes. I'm going off tendencies. I'm going off previous games. And Jacksonville was hot. They were extremely hot. And Buffalo, Buffalo's Buffalo. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people got it wrong with the Buffalo take, but Jacksonville had a lot to do with that. A lot.
Listen, I'm gonna say it like this: if it wasn't for a tush push, they wouldn't have been in the position to win the game. So the play they were trying to ban at the beginning of the season is what put them in the position to it. So in a way, I'll say, I'm gonna give Buffalo their credit regardless. But Jalen Hurts is gonna have yet another mountain to climb next season. All I'm going to say is when we were just talking about tendencies, do not hire within. Do not. No. We've seen what happens 3 different times when you hire within. Y'all lose in the wild card round. No. You find whatever it is to get Mike McDaniels here, some type of offensive mind. I don't care if he just, everyone was saying Kevin Stefanski. We were just talking about Kevin Stefanski last week. I don't want him here. He's putting fake play sheets in his quarterback express, man. Jalen Hurts don't need none of them type problems, man.
Yeah.
So, listen, hire outside the building, whatever it is. But whoever it is, either let him be, some really young guy that it doesn't really have head coaching aspirations. Is going to be here more than 2 years. That's what Jalen Hurts needs right now. He needs some consistency, somebody that's going to put him in the best position to win. Hiring within every time that has happened, they've been outed in the first round of the playoffs. Every time they went outside of their building, they either made it to or won the Super Bowl. So we're talking about tendencies and stuff like that. You can't ignore that. You can't. So
that first graphic you put up, Steven, talking about how the fact that Jalen Hurts has never had the same coordinator for more than a year, and to see the career he said, I saw Mike Locksley, I saw Brian DeBole, I saw and Mike Locksley was the running back coach when I was at the University of Florida, to show you how long he's been around. I saw Lincoln Riley, and obviously he's had a different coordinator. For people that don't think that kind of stuff is important, look at the quarterbacks in the NFL that's had MVP seasons. Like, I don't know, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, right? Look at the continuity and comfortability, of Matthew Stafford, because he got Sean McVay. Look at Bo Nix with Sean Payton. And I think the thing about Jalen Hurts is, once again, number one, Jalen sat there and answered questions. He gave credit to San Francisco and their game plan. But for him to have the year he had with the vanilla coaching that was given to him, think about this. It was very vanilla. It was extremely vanilla. And in particular, in his defense, he was like, dude, I can't mess this up. Yeah, you can, because you got to be creative. See, now we see why Saquon had the back. No one expected him to have 2025 like he did in 2024 now. We didn't expect that. But we didn't expect this either. A.J. Brown, which we'll get to, I think what was most disappointing about the Eagles this year was and Stephen, we kept talking about it. The second half of games, just look at them. They'll go, well, you didn't need to pass the game. Well, you didn't. Yeah, I get it, because your team was just better than that other team. We could find a way to win that game. But when you needed it the most, I was like, Jalen didn't drop them passes. He put them on the money. He hit AJ between the 1 and the 1. So
he hit him right. The last one, the crucial one, was in both of his hands. And I'm glad you brought that up, because I want to pull something up here, man. Because you know what that reminded me of? It really reminded me of 19. when we making that drive, it's right in Alshon Jeffrey's hands.
Oh my goodness.
We want up losing that game for a chance to get into the NFC title game. And this was another one of those situations. You can see it right here. It's in his hands. Mm-hmm. It's in his hands. Mm-hmm. It's not like it's too far. Like man. And we were talking about it about a month ago, right?
Yeah.
That AJ ain't the same dude that he was a few years ago. I don't know.
AJ isn't. He's not. And I think that's the best point right there is he's not the same dude. And here's the thing, people. We're not therapists. We don't know why he's not the same dude. But AJ Brown had a lot to say when he wasn't getting the ball. He was on social media.
He's on Twitch talking crap, playing Madden with his boys.
And Steven, it's something we kept saying. I said, all right, you better, with you talking like this, in the biggest moments, you better come up big. And when he didn't, what did he do?
All I'm gonna say is all the talking T.O. did, man. You couldn't say anything to him when he was on the field because
T.O. knew, man. As much as I talk, I better back it up. But here's why I think AJ Brown might have played his last down in Philly. It's a lot of reasons. He gave Quinyon Mitchell his jersey. He called him All-Pro Quinn. I mean, and
All-Pro Q. Proud of you, brother.
Exactly. The reason why those are like parting gifts is this. That kind of stuff is done in private, meaning they probably already talked about it. Man, you make first team All-Pro, man, I want to get your jersey playoff jersey. Cool. But that's if me, Stephen, me and you teammates, and you say you want my jersey, I'm going to make sure it's between you and me. When it becomes public, it becomes bigger because like what is, especially when AJ don't want to talk to the media. Now, is it sound great for AJ? Yes, I understand because he didn't do what he wanted to do. But AJ, you talk a lot when stuff ain't going your way. Because people kept saying, he said, what did he say? People call me a diva, but now you got to call me a champion. Yeah, but you can't leave out that first part. You are very much a diva. Now, you a big-time player, but every time Philly tried to force feed AJ, they lost. Every time they tried to get him to rock, because that went outside of hey, we just going to try to force feed AJ. Okay, cool. But what about the rhythm and offense? Don't worry about that. But didn't y'all talk about rhythm? Yeah. But AJ, and any time of offense. Now, do a number one receiver want the ball? Yes. Do I want my number one receiver to want the ball? Yes. But Devonta Smith can be a number one receiver now. He can be one. He can be one anytime. He's just the ultimate pro's pro. Dallas Goedert doesn't get enough credit for the type of pro he is. Forget the player, the type of pro he is. And I think Sirianni running down the sideline, all demonstrative. You ain't got Siri. You did it.
Well, no, you know what that was about. That was about AJ Brown. He was sitting there running his mouth chirping, and they were trying to get him off the field so they can punt, so they didn't have 12 men on the field. That's what that whole argument was about. Was Nick get yelling down there, telling him to get his behind on the sidelines?
Yes.
And obviously they were both very animated with one another, and everyone's got something to say about it. Listen, when you ain't in the right place where you need to be, and you're a professional, coach gonna get in your ass.
Of course, I'm not mad. Sirianni, but once again, he's gonna get judged at a different level because of who he coaches for. Philadelphia, Philadelphia, the city, the media, the fans, the culture. All these things are always on display. You talking about Philadelphians, they appreciate gritty, grimy, hard-working football. I want you to play how we are as Philadelphians. Like, we get it out the mud, and whenever you stop doing that, Philadelphia is fair. Y'all firm now, but y'all fair. Booing is only going to happen when it is continual. All these 3 and outs, the boo birds coming. I don't care who calling the play. So, and the one thing you can say that Howie Roseman has never done, he's never not given Jalen and this team weapons. Oh, they got plenty of them. And the fact that Jordan Davis had a better year than Jalen Carter, and Jalen Carter is a pro, that's a totally different conversation. Both of my rookies from 2024 are first team all pros. Didn't I tell you, Smith? I told you, Stephen, I said, Cooper DeJean is working out with who would last summer? Patrick Surtain. I said he want to be the number 1 slot corner. What is he this year? Oh, that's right. He's the number
First
one
team
slot
All
corner.
Pro. You don't care about that Pro Bowl. Give me that first team All Pro all day long.
Quinyon Mitchell is cheat code. That he's Quinyon Mitchell. Why do people go? You don't get that many. You don't get that many picks in the regular season because they won't throw it.
Because he gets him in the postseason. How is that even a thing, man? How does he have all his career interceptions are in the postseason? That's an insane stat too, man.
It is. He's a Quinyon Mitchell. If Quinyon Mitchell was 6'2", 6'3", it's already unfair. The fact that first pick they threw that he called, I'm like, did you really think that tight end was up? Did you really think that tight end was open? Quinyon, like, are you stupid enough to throw this? And they threw it. So I think that Philadelphia, I think you guys are going to be all right, Stephen, because everything we're talking about is fixable. A.J. Brown has become way too much to deal. Incredible player, but dude, your mood swings and mannerisms, and it's starting to hurt the overall team.
I've already sat there and said I think it's an impossible thing to trade him because of the cap hit, dude.
Yeah,
when you have the cap, I think it would, if it's before a certain time period, the cap hit's a little different. But man, when you have the laundry list of guys that you need to resign, Reed Blankenship, Nakobe Dean, Jalen Phillips, Dallas Goedert, a lot of these names I think are probably going to go. Fred Johnson definitely has to come back.
I forgot y'all had A.J. Dillon. That's right.
A.J. Dillon only played I think a handful of games this season.
I think Blankenship definitely gets re-signed because of what he means to that back end. Jalen Phillips.
I don't know. I think that's something they addressed because you got to think they got 4 picks in the top 100 picks this year.
Yeah, I mean the guys I know I mean, they're going to
Kobe Dean. You can get on a friendly deal. Jalen Reed Blankenship is getting top 5 safety money.
On this list,
and the same thing with Dallas Goedert. He's another one. Top 5 tight end money. So
I forgot y'all had Jahan Dotson. God,
but see, if Dotson goes, we get the comp pick for him the following year.
Yeah.
So a lot of times when Howie Roseman makes these trades and he knows that they're not going to wind up staying here more than what their contract is, he wants to make sure he gets the comp picks on the back end to replace them or to make other trades. So that's why I think when we talk about Howie and when he does do these things, I think Jalen Phillips gets re-signed because Nakobe Dean has been hurt 3 out of the 4 years that he's been here. I think that holds the team that has the advantage on it. I think it's something they'll do incentives to kind of pay him what he should be paid. But I would, especially how Reed Blankenship talked about everything after the game. I think he probably sees the writing on the wall. Man, we traded C.J. Gardner-Johnson in the offseason. Everyone thought that was never going to happen because he just signed a contract, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised, especially if there's the possibility that you have to trade AJ just because it's a dissolving.
I think it's going to happen. Howie Roseman.
I would say it like this: if I'm Howie Roseman, one thing I don't do is I don't send him to a contender first and foremost.
No.
Like I was talking about it with Justin. I'm like, well, Max Crosby wants to come to Philadelphia, right?
He better not.
Vegas needs a wide receiver, don't they?
He better not. If Max, let me tell you. Now, here's the thing. Let me say this. If Max Crosby Howie Roseman can get Max Crosby. That means that the only guys you're going to be Azeez Ojulari, it was an experiment. We know he's going to be gone. Jalen Phillips, you're a good player, but you had your best moments the first couple of games when they bring you over. You was in that Big Fangio scheme, so you understood it. If Max Crosby starts wearing green and white, good Lord. Just Jalen Carter. You talking about Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Max Crosby, and Nolan Smith. Who you can put
Jalen Hunt had a good year last year, man.
Yeah.
Led the team in interceptions, led the team in sacks. The last time that they had a player do something like that was back in Seth Joyner. I think that was 1991.
Y'all, Howie, what Howie has done is set himself up to say, look, Every team gonna have to eat some contracts. That happens every year. You hope that they finish it out, but it is not worth blowing up everything that they built, because one player can do that. Depending on who the player is, they can blow the whole. So, and I think that's the thing about AJ is AJ's so volatile. You don't know when it's going to happen, but you do know it's going to happen. If they're winning and I'm not getting my numbers.
But here's the other side of that is that both AJ and Jalen are close and they're best friends regardless of how he's acting out and doing this, that, and the third. They're best friends. So there's gonna be fallout from it. And yeah, but see, here's the thing. You don't have to pay Carter this year. And Coop and Dean would be the following.
And yeah, I believe Jalen Carter, in my opinion,
he's got to play another year before he gets that contract.
He might have to play 2 more. Here's why: because you always got the franchise tag, and you can do the franchise tag twice. And Jalen Carter is a really, really good football player. Let's start right there. But Jalen Carter is gonna have to prove, dude, you got to play every game. And I get it. You're going to have Knicks and for Jalen Carter.
Pay Jordan Davis before we worry about
you guys gave Jordan Davis that his 5th-year option, right? I think he earned that 5th-year option.
Yeah, we did. Everyone was asking and we did give him that 5th-year option last year before the season started. So
you guys got what is known as good problems. I mean, because
good problems.
Because they're on the roster, and as long as they're currently on the roster, I got their likeness. I mean, we control their rights.
I mean. So here's the thing: like, if you make that happen, if that's what actually happens, there is a trade with the Las Vegas Raiders. You're obviously they're going to be pick swaps involved and stuff like that, but you are going to have to play cap dancing because Max Crosby comes with a high cap thing. But here's the thing that Vegas will have to eat that too, just like we have to eat what's left on AJ Brown, and that's going to be somewhere in the range of $20 million. That's one of the main reasons right there. Like, as much as we're having fun kind of talking hypotheticals and stuff like that, that's the exact reason why I think he will be an Eagle next year, knowing what you have to do as far as that goes. Because they get like he's supposed to get like $42 million or something.
Yeah, because AJ signed. Okay, he signed his deal when he came over. He's re-signed since he's come over, so he's added money.
Yeah, and I think he did it the year the year we brought Saquon in. He got his extension, his second.
That's right. Because that's right. And I think what Howie's doing right now, because he's always punching them numbers. He said, okay, we literally paid everybody of significance on our offense except Dallas Goedert. Like he's earned another deal. Like, obviously he's within his second deal, but Dallas has earned a new deal. What Dallas Goedert is to me to this offense is he's a safety valve. Every time people want to focus on Devontae, focus on Jalen, focus on Saquon, focus on AJ, they go Dallas. There you go again and again and again and again. And what Dallas Goedert has always proven too is this: man, I don't get caught up in how many yards you got. I'm looking at average per catch, first downs, touchdowns, and Dallas Goedert does all that. I go back to 2024. Just ask New Orleans; he's still running. They still ain't covered him. So I think
Brand wants to know: do you wait for Carter to have better numbers or pay him, get him over with early? I would say I think Ben just hit on this. You franchise tag him for a few years.
I'm waiting.
And wait for a few of those big contracts to leave your books to be able to get. He's gonna be the highest paid defensive player.
Yeah.
When it comes down time for that contract, there's no way getting over that. But you're in the middle of having multiple guys having big contracts. The whole offensive line is paid. You have both of the skill positions on the outside paid. Your quarterback has a contract. If that's going to happen, all those guys I just named are going to have restructures to be able to get Carter under. If you can keep him at that low cap number at least for 2 more years, then you're able to do it.
And the thing about, okay, I'm looking at Carter's numbers. You know, he had six sacks his rookie year. He had 4.5 in 2024. He had 3 this year. Here's what Howie Rose would understand that when it comes to a Jalen Carter, his overall number and his impact are different. They saying, dude, Carter is better than a safety valve than this.
I agree. Mean, he is better than a safety valve.
He is better. When I say safety valve, when you talk about a guy like,
I'll say it like this: I think he's as a pass catcher, as a pure tight end pass catcher, he's top 3 in the NFL. You can make arguments with me all day long, but he's shown in that playoff game he isn't a complete tight end because
he's a Swiss Army knife.
Because Huff blew him up, and there's a couple times where Saquon's getting hit in the backfield because he's missing blocks. I've said it all season long.
He's
tight ends cannot block on this team.
Yeah. The Dallas guy, what he's done is, what he's learned how to do, to me, he's learned how to say, okay, it's only one football. And I'm never going to be the focal. Like, I'm not going to be the number 1, not even number 2. But what I can be is reliable. So, yeah, he's the most reliable player on the offense because sometimes we don't forget that he's out there, but they give him, I mean, he's scoring a touchdown, running the football, because he's saying, dude, we have a top 5, top 3 reliable, because I don't get caught up in these numbers all the time. Trey McBride, I know he had the most catches. He broke Zach Ertz's record and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, but no one wants to play good football on an insignificant team because you're wasting some of my best years. Yeah, we doing all that. Zach Ertz, when he's breaking records, it's 40.
I got one on my chat here on TikTok, and we got Hicks. It's a snake, basically saying Eagles need to trade Brown. He's asked a ball demanding wide receiver who will be asked. Well, we need to draft a wide receiver. If you trade him, I agree. I agree with you, Hicks. I agree with you that you'll probably need to draft a wide receiver because you can't replace that type of demand, production, things of that nature. You have to still be strong on the outside. Devontae cannot be the number one just because of his body type, in my opinion. You have to be able to move Devontae from the 2 to the 3 to the 1. That's why Devontae plays so well, is because he's able to play each one of those positions and he can run every route that is thrown at him. That's why what we were just talking about being able to be listen, if Travis Kelce retires, I would not be surprised to see Dallas Goedert being a Kansas City Chief. Buffalo got a nice little tight end duo with
Kincaid
and Knox. So they got a nice duo. But here's the thing: that they're a run centric team. What was I just saying, Name Brain? He can't block.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing: if Dallas Goedert, if somebody want to bring him in to be a complimentary tight end, but you got to have the one that blocks. You got to have a tight end say, "Look, I'm the blocker. Like, I'm the one." And the team that's doing the best with the tight ends is the freaking Rams, because they got like 4 of them, and they'll deploy them on you at any given time. What Dallas Goedert has learned how to do is to be reliable in a very, very high octane.
Who's advanced Summer? I don't know. I don't know if Johnny Wilson was gonna help this offensive scheme out any better, but Van Sumeren's injury again, kind of did change the way we were attacking teams, because he was, for all intents and purposes, the fullback for Saquon. So but I mean, the first thing is, we briefly touched on it, is it's all cheers in Philadelphia as Kevin Patullo is gone. They partying down in the Live Center down there in Philadelphia, right? But who do you replace him with, Ben? I mean, obviously, Brian Dable's out there didn't do too great of a job as the head coach in New York. The offense didn't look explosive or great or anything like that. We already talked about why I think Kevin Stefanski wouldn't work here, because you self-sabotaging your players, or just to satisfy your own needs for whatever reasons, is that you can't hold personal vendettas against players on your team. I think that doesn't work. Mike McDaniels was an utter failure down there in Miami as a head coach. We already know what he did in New England. Like, we can't take that away from Mike McDaniels. So you have some of these guys that are out there that had head coaching situations, didn't do great with them, but they're offensive minds. Do you bring someone like that in there, or do you look outside of that, the recent head coaching hirings to kind of find some other type of young offensive mind the main thing is you have to find someone that's going to be here more than 2 years. That's what you need to give Jalen stability. When this is in my opinion, this is the most important off season for Jalen Hurts.
Three names come to mind, and I think young offensive coordinators. Ding dong, the witch. Three guys come to mind when I think about you guys offensive coordinator, and they're all veteran play callers, because you got veteran. A young play caller will be respected, but you got to also be able to demand production and respect from the players that you coaching. The first guy that jumps out, Cliff Kingsbury. I think if Cliff Kingsbury came to freaking Philly, it could get ugly, because he can help develop Jalen and he can get this offense going. He would be my number 2. My number 1 would be Mike McDaniel. I look at this offense and I go, okay, you need 2 guys at running back, check. You need 2 guys at receiver, check. You need a tight end or 2 tight ends that can go out there and make plays. You got that. And this offense needs creativity. Now, my number 3 is going to be a blast from the past, and he's more of a disciplinarian. I'll say Eric Bieniemy. Eric Bieniemy can call plays. And the reason why I say a guy like Eric Bieniemy, I think if A.J. Brown is going to be back, right? I don't like Frank Reich or Doug. I don't like guys that's been there as coaches, head coaches, and they come back. I don't like guys like that. Eric Bieniemy will be.
Did we lose you there, Ben? Technology wins again. Ben's frozen mid-sentence there, so. All right. I guess as we wait for technology to run its course there, and we'll get Ben back here in a second, hopefully. We'll kind of go on to one of my next topics here. So we're going to go talk about some of the other playoff games that happened during the week. No, but I think it's both of them. It's not just it wasn't just a passing system name brand. It was when they were running the ball, they were literally running like the same 3 plays. And like when you remember last season, they were running outside zones. They were bouncing it outside. What Kevin Petula was doing last year was just a lot of the same, like inside reads, and you're not getting the guard or the tackle pulling on a toss or a sweep or anything like that. It was just very, very vanilla. There was no creativity. So it was one of those things where you just kind of scratch your head there. So, but one of the things I wanted to talk about was, what is going to happen down there in San Diego, right? Too, as well, as we're talking about Philadelphia, San Diego, laid an egg against New England, and now you have Justin Herbert is now one of 4 quarterbacks to lose their first 3 playoff games since 2000. You got Matt Ryan in there, you got Matthew Stafford in there, you got Peyton Manning in there, and you have Justin Herbert in there. So one of the things about that is it's just like, they consistently put this guy in the top 10 of everyone's list, but when you break it down, he's just, when it gets to the playoffs and it gets to the crunch time and it gets to when you need him the most, Justin Herbert isn't there. He's not performing at that high level. He's not stepping his game up when it comes to the postseason. Like, I mean, granted, he was literally carrying that team that had a a Swiss cheese for an offensive line there. So it's one of those things where you got to talk about. Technology loves you today, doesn't it, Ben?
I hate it. I'm telling you, I can't stand technology. Me and technology, I got beef with it. But what was I saying?
Well, I switched gears since you froze there mid sentence. I want to get your thoughts on this one. All right, so we touched on the Eagles a lot. We'll get back to the Eagles in a minute, but wanted to kind of give some of the other teams out there. And I do not want to see Justin Herbert on anybody's top 10 quarterback list next season.
No.
Listen, he is a number guy all through the season. Did he carry them through an offensive line that was Swiss cheese last season? He absolutely did. But what he put up 6 points against the New England Patriots this weekend, and is now one of 4 quarterbacks since 2000 to lose his first three postseason games. He is a top 10 talent without a doubt. But what do we rate things on? We rate him on that January, February success. He doesn't have any February appearances. In January, he's 0-3 in his career. Every time he's made it to the playoffs, he's been 1 and done.
I don't understand this fascination with Justin Herbert. What I got so sick of throughout when they was playing the freaking Patriots was Chris Collins said this guy showed signs of brilliance throughout the course of the year. I mean, I'm just waiting on it. No. Judge him on what he's doing right now. Justin Herbert, everybody crowned him all these things coming out of Oregon. He can stand at the goal line and throw it to the other 30. I don't care. Like when people say, you know how far he can throw it? Yeah, but can you throw it to the guy in front of him that's 10 yards away when the heat is on? No. Herbert is a good player, but either we gonna start judging these players on what they do, or let's just say, because if Jalen Hurts had Justin Herbert career, would we be talking about Jalen Hurts like that? We don't even talk about Jalen Hurts like he's done anything. It's everybody but Jalen. So I'm a judge Justin Herbert the same way I judge Josh Allen. I got off of Josh Allen because he started winning playoff games and he won the MVP and he's trying to get his team to the Super Bowl. Justin Herbert, he go throw up for 3,000 and 4,000 yards when you got 17 games. That's not impressive. Keenan Allen just broke Antonio Gates' record for most catches. Who cares? Like that's the thing about the Chargers now. They do a bunch of things that no one cares about. Okay, they got some really, really nice uniform combinations. Yep. Now, when they wore that all yellow or that all gold, turn it down. Good Lord. I mean, whoo, them things that were bright. But the all blues is nice and the powder blues is nice. Like, love it. But let's call Justin Herbert what he is, right? He's good, not great. He shows flashes, not brilliance. He don't show no brilliance. He shows flashes. Every quarterback does that. But the problem is, where's Justin Herbert at now? In Cancun? Was he in Sierra Leone? Where is he at? He's overseas. He's not in the playoffs. And until Justin Herbert, because they look at Justin Herbert the same way they look at Josh Allen, Steve, they think, give him anybody. You had at one point you had Bosa and
Khalil Mack.
Khalil Mack with Derwin James, right? That's how your defense with Asante Samuels Jr. I remember when Justin Herbert came to Jacksonville for a playoff game, and Trevor Lawrence threw not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 picks, and they still beat y'all.
And still won the game. Yep.
So Justin Herbert doesn't get enough harsh criticism. Everybody, I don't want to hear about this potential. Look, everybody.
No, man, and we know what it is, Ben. It's the whitewash, brother. We know what it is. Listen, y'all can talk around it all you want. It's the whitewash. I don't care what anyone says.
The thing is about Justin Herbert. When after the game, they asked him, man, how you feel about it? He's like, I don't know. I can't really address it because I don't know why they keep putting you in this top 10. Are they just trying to fill out a top 10? Like, I mean, let's just fill one out, not a real one. Like, let's get the Kevin Stefanski not real playbook top 10. Like, let's do that. Because the thing about Justin Herbert is, what does flashes of brilliance mean? Everybody, if you take every player that played all year, they're going to show some flashes of brilliance, right? But do they show flashes of consistency? Do they show flashes of finding a way to say, man, because we got Justin Herbert, we think we got the better quarterback in this matchup, we're going to win? Does Justin Herbert strike fear in the hearts of other defensive coordinators? No, that's just what they say on TV. Because who's talking? Former quarterbacks like, I don't know, Tony Romo, Troy Aikman, former receivers like Chris Collinsworth.
It's that sunshine hair.
Oh, yeah, that's what this is. Look, he's sick. What is he? 6'6". You know, he got being tall with a big arm in the NFL, right? It's like being a kid that like candy. It's normal. Man, when you look at him, we've looked at him for a long time. Yeah, but when you look at his play, we've seen it. Is he gonna win in the postseason? Well, it's exactly. And that's what we're talking about.
That's like these women out there getting their BBLs done, man. Like it looked nice from afar, but when you get all up on it, no, that's not.
It looked nice when you first got it. But what about 20? It looked nice when you got it in 2022. It's 2026, right? It's more than just what you got. You got to keep everything around it nice. They didn't tell you that. So you need to go. And I think that's a good. I think that's a good comparison when you talk about a guy like Justin Herbert. When he's walking around town, man, I've seen him before, man. Like, he got the build, yeah. But the problem is he built like 10 man because he can't take no punishment. Yeah. He only get hit once a week. And every time you look at Justin Herbert, now you go, man, now let me say this. He don't make excuses, he don't point the finger, and he makes it about himself. But that don't mean he good. Just because I'm a good pro doesn't mean I'm a good player when you need me to be.
They ruined Mekhi Becton last year. He went from a top 10 PFF guard to one of the worst in the league. How does that happen?
The right team and the right scheme.
He'll be back here next year. We know that.
The right team and the right scheme. You look like a full blown beast out there. The wrong place and the wrong team and the wrong scheme. People like now. I'm gonna keep saying this. Mekhi Becton was a top 10 pick to the Jets. Didn't work out. Howie Roseman called him. Hey man, come on down. Hey man, come on down the road, man. Down here to Philly. All right, come in, win a Super Bowl. But look at the old line he was on. It's not like he was not a missing piece. He was just a slot filler.
And then I got to bring this one up, brother. So it was after the game, I was scrolling, right? And Wendy's had the coldest burn for this game, right? He's basically like he got bored waiting for the Chargers to lose and turn the game off. The Wendy's social media account, man, come holler at me, brother, because
I mean, look, I love it when these brands troll teams because it shows that people know when it comes to the U.S. of A, America, that football is king. Football is everything. Football is life. Football is real. Football is king. Football is religion. Mm-hmm. It's all those things. But it shows that even Wendy's or whoever's running the Wendy's account is watching. And they just say, hey, man, we just letting y'all know, man, y'all getting – when I was in college – remember back in the day, man, they used to have a Snickers commercial. They'll say, not going anywhere for a while, grab a Snickers. So if you're on the bench, so at first we made it a joke. We call it you on the Snickers team. And we just make it a joke amongst the players. We ain't really making – man, do you know we get to the sideline one time, they got a little – they got like a little box over there with stickers in it, and people grab them. People like, throw me the king size. It's like, wait, they really got stickers on the side. So, number one, got to have a sense of humor. Let's just start there. But number two, is Justin Herbert a good quarterback? Yes. Is Justin Herbert a franchise quarterback? Yes. Does that make him a top 10 quarterback? No. Why? Because Kyler Murray's a franchise quarterback. Tua Tagovailoa is a franchise quarterback. So what? Like, people go, that means that I was good enough after getting drafted to re-sign. That's what makes you a franchise quarterback. When the franchise re-signs you to a long-term deal, that's all it is. It doesn't mean that you've been how many head, we talk about offensive coordinators with Jalen Hurts. That's how many head coaches that Kyler Murray done had. He done had a grip of So this Justin Herbert stuff is laughable. That's why I wish we could interview guys like Chris Collinsworth, like Tony Romo, like Troy Aikman, like these guys that always hold on, what's the guy from FS? Nick Wright, good God. I said, hold on for a second.
What wait, I forgot. I'm glad you mentioned Nick Wright. You heard what he said this week, right? That he wouldn't be surprised if Jalen Hurts cost the Eagles the game last Sunday. If memory serves me, it wasn't Jalen Hurts that cost him the game.
Nope.
It wasn't Jalen Hurts.
Nope.
It wasn't Saquon Barkley.
Nope.
It wasn't the offensive line.
Nope.
It was the offensive coordinator, and not one, not two, but 3 different big stars had drops at key moments. Not just had drops. It was the worst possible time to have drops.
Yep.
It's me that falls back on what? Coaching, not just the players performing. Because that means you're not doing the little things right? That means you're not waiting till the ball gets in your hand before you start looking downfield to see.
But you know what Nick Wright is really telling us, Steven? Didn't I tell you the trolls? They keep on. A troll gonna say 100 different narratives, and the one that hit, he gonna say, "See, no. People are sitting back waiting on Jalen. Who is they? Look how Sam Darnold
and Drake May went from nobodies to somebody.
I mean, but once again, though,
as we were saying, same thing with Bo Nix. Same thing with Bo Nix.
Bo Nix in the last 2 years, from rookie year to the second year, he's outplayed everybody because he went to the playoffs his rookie year, but it was all about Jada Daniels, and I get it because they went to the NFC Championship game. But now in year 2, they got the best overall record in the AFC. Now they got the Bills coming to town. If we just take every quarterback from day one, yes, we're going to have some bias attached to it, depending on who the quarterback is, where the quarterback came from, and if that quarterback is your quarterback or plays for a team that you like. But if we just doing a blind taste test and we're just going, hey, clean slates, judging off what they are doing and what they've done, right? Why are we talking about Justin Herbert? Justin Herbert is the player on the team that loses to the better team. That's what they do. I don't want to hear about no Justin Herbert, right? I want to hear about quarterbacks. You know what the best quarterbacks get more than anybody else? Scrutiny for everything. They scrutinize Jalen for everything. Didn't like his outfit. He wore all black. He need to put some color in his outfit. Don't like the fact that he answers questions and he holds court. No, Jalen Hurts was the reason why they were winning. Regardless of what he didn't do throwing the football, he hit AJ in the wrong spot. Well, he hit him in the hands over and over and over again, and he wasn't catching it. And people will say AJ usually comes up with that catch, which is a stupid. I hate when people do that. That's a catch. Did he come up with it?
One of the criticisms that came out over the past day that really kind of irked me was LaShawn McCoy. LaShawn McCoy, basically, I did a lot of digging, and I won't throw people under the bus, but I know some people, they said the problem is we can't do exotic looks, different formations, different motions, because I'm hearing that Jalen Hurts can't really do it. What are you talking about, LaShawn McCoy? Man, what are you talking about?
That's cheap. You know what LaShawn just did? I'll go, LaShawn, I'm going to tell you what I'll tell any reporter, any columnist, any analyst, any beat writer. Don't give me the they. I can't stand the they word. Who you talking about? Oh, I can't give up my sources because you the source. You ain't talking to nobody. Ain't nobody told you that. Let me tell you why. Jalen Hurts played at Alabama under Nick Saban. He had Brian DeBoer and he had Mike Locksley. Then he leaves there and he goes to Oklahoma. He had Lincoln Riley. And since he's been in the NFL, he had a different offensive coordinator every year. You telling me they can't do motions? No, they don't call them. They can't do exotic. Says who? Yes, they can. No, what happened was in 2025, because Saquon Barkley was so dominant in 2024, they thought that the running game was going to open it up, which it did for everybody in 2025. But guess what? You still got to be creative. Don't put everybody in tight and we finna run out breaking routes, and don't put everybody out wide and we finna run goals. You got really, really, really vanilla because you got predictable. But come on, but that's so cheap. Come on, Shady. I've heard.
Than that, and not just is he better than that, he knows better than that. Like when you're sitting there saying I can't name people, that I'm with you, Ben. I don't think he talked to a damn person.
I don't. You know how easy it is to come on here and say, I spoke to some people in Philadelphia. They said, they think who you spoke to? Oh, the guy at the Philadelphia cheesesteaks. I would get the cheesesteak as a guy. That's who they're talking about. You talking about a random?
I was talking to the guy at the Philadelphia Pretzel Factory.
He talked to her. I talked to her.
The building, and he was hearing some stuff.
Yeah, I talked to the guy that makes the Philadelphia.
And coming from an alumni like that, I think that's what makes it even worse. I love you. Don't get me wrong, but man, you wrong.
And I will say this, kudos, Steven. People try to act like these former superstars can't be jealous of these current stars. Oh, they can be. Because they're looking at Jalen Hurts, they're looking at Sirianni, they're looking at this team, and they're saying that's what we were supposed to be when it was me and Vic and Deshaun Jackson, and and so on and so forth. Alshon Jeffrey and those guys, what they had in common with Shady, that Shady was no longer an Eagle. You look at now, I get it. When Jalen first became a starter, who had a lot to say? A lot. Donovan McNabb, he had a lot. He's gotten a little quieter, hasn't he?
No, yeah, he did, but he crawled out from the woodworks this week for sure. So
you know what? That low hanging fruit.
So if somebody like Caleb Williams or Sam Darnold wins the Super Bowl that year, that a lot of these quarterbacks need more criticism. Jordan Love, Brock Purdy, Allen, C.J. Stroud, Burrow, Jackson, all of them. I think Lamar does get a lot of criticism, warranted and unwarranted. Joe Burrow, he's gotten a whitewash pass.
Yep. He gets it every year because the team
credit, but he gets the criticism because they were dead in the water at the beginning of the year. And the fact that they're in the playoffs right now, they're going to New England to potentially have a chance at an AFC title chance. They haven't gotten the credit down there in Houston. Josh Allen absolutely does. He gets no criticism. The fact that he finally won his first road playoff game in 7 years this past week, give him props for that. Brock Purdy, he's been playing with house money since he got in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Let's remember that he's Mr. Irrelevant, who has outplayed guys that were supposedly better than him, that were drafted several rounds higher than him, things of that nature. I don't think that he deserves a whole lot of criticism at this point in time because he wasn't on anyone's radar.
He wasn't.
And Jordan Love, I think the fact that if he's playing anywhere but Green Bay, he's being destroyed.
Yeah. He gets the pass. He gets the pass because all these quarterbacks that we keep talking about, it always depends on who you play for. Like that, it starts there. Brock Purdy is Mr. Irrelevant, and we can't lose sight of the fact that he was Mr. Irrelevant. Like he was the last pick in the draft, and he signed a contract extension. Most Mr. Irrelevants, they get to go to Disneyland and they get to be in a parade and they get interviewed. We don't remember them. They get a jersey because that says Mr. Irrelevant on it. We talking and Brock Purdy is never going to be considered the best player on this team because you got Fred Warner and George Kittle, and Christian McCaffrey and Trent Williams and all those type guys. But for what they need him to be, and with the injuries that they've had, and the fact they're moving on, I mean, you give them a lot of credit. You don't criticize Josh Allen enough for this reason. He's a freaking MVP. He got the most rushing touchdowns in NFL history. They got their first road game, but they beat Jacksonville, who freaking choked. They let a tush push go, 11 yards, 12 yards? Jacksonville thought, hey, man.
I don't even think we've ever seen Jalen and the Eagles do that.
No, and you said it. The same Buffalo and Sean McDermott and ownership and front office that was talking trash about the tush push because God forbid we talk about the tush push for which we started, but the Eagles perfected it. But now we want to go back to it because Mr. Lurie gave an impassioned speech, and now it's not banned. So now let's act like we weren't acting like children and acting like clowns, right? I mean, what they say, if you give a clown a mic, what you think he's going to do? He's going to put on a show. That's what clowns do. And the Buffalo Bills are clowns. They knew that the Buffalo Bills owner doesn't have more cachet than Mr. Lurie. Mr. Lurie, who doesn't say much, said, look, let me just say something. Let me do this for the organization, the team, the fans, the city. Stop playing with us. Y'all just mad because y'all can't do it better than us and y'all ain't won nothing. People don't like winners. People think that we love winners. No, people hate Tom Brady because he's a winner. People hate Michael Jordan because he's a winner. And now people hate the Philly because they're a winner. Guess what? People talk about Philadelphia, they stink. No, they still Super Bowl champs. Buffalo. Like what? Like we need to stop acting like what I've done is diminished just because I didn't do it this year. No. Rings are still on ice. Biggest rings you ever see. Good Lord. You can't even wear them on your hand because your hand or your finger go numb because the thing's so freaking big. So I like criticism of quarterbacks because I think that's what they pay you that much money to get you. The most scrutinized quarterback in the National Football League is Dak Prescott because he played for Dallas. They talking about it right now, and he been home. Listen, he done had his feet up so long, he done forgot he on vacation. Like, boy, you going back to Dallas? Yeah, I'll go back in like a couple of months. Yeah, I'm just going to, try to get some sun. I mean, and Jalen gets scrutinized because he plays in Philadelphia. Just ask Donovan McNabb. Just ask Michael Vick. Just ask Matt Barkley, who was there at one point. So when you think about some of these quarterbacks, yes, it's fair and unfair, but it's par for the course, Steven. And if Josh Allen don't win it, I'm going to jump on. I'm going crazy, right? If Brock Purdy don't win it, I'm going crazy because Brock Purdy has been the 2. Right? Yep. Brock Purdy's been the 2. No. Brock Purdy's been the 1 or did he go to 1 or 2?
He's been the 1.
He's been the 1.
It wasn't Brock Purdy the first time.
It was Jimmy Garoppolo. And so what I'm saying is, I go, look, once you get to the playoffs, I don't want to hear about rookie, Mr. Irrelevant. You're in the playoffs. We expect you to deliver. Trevor Lawrence just proved that he's good. He's not great. He ain't ready to take that next step. And he was the #1 overall pick. I don't want to hear about Bitcoin or whatever he did with his money. Congratulations. Him and his wife just had a baby or whatever. He got the longest neck in the NFL. He like 6'9" or whatever. I don't care. He didn't get it done. I don't care. Let me tell you how you know your team ain't that good and you ain't that good. When they start talking about things that got to do with football, man, I saw one time and this neck is like, I don't care about neck length. I don't care. Like, who cares? I care about getting it done. Man. Jalen Hurts could start for any team in the NFL because of what he's learned and what he goes through in Philadelphia. When he walks around the streets of Philly, it ain't pleasant. He gonna get some complimentary stuff, right? But if you walk in the barbershop, everybody gonna stop. They ain't like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's up, Jay? You're like, hey, what's up? What's up? And look, everybody gonna wait till he to get in the chair, gonna do the little apron thing, put it around him, time and they gonna be like, hey, so what you like? Man, let me just get, and they're gonna be like this. So you want to do it now? Go ahead. Man, and that's what I can appreciate, and people don't talk about enough when you play in Philadelphia. You outside, and you can't hide when you outside. This ain't no one cares about Brock Purdy in San Francisco. It's in Santa Clara. It ain't even in the stadium is in Santa Clara. It ain't even in that's close. He's closer to Palo Alto in Oakland than freaking San Francisco. He's closer to freaking San Jose. But when you in Philadelphia, LaShawn McCoy ain't finna walk through the streets of Philadelphia talking that talk like that. Because they're going to be like, wait, whoa. And they're going to say, well, hold on, Shady. We know you in the Eagles Hall of Fame, rightfully so. You're the all-time leading rusher. But somebody going to say, you ain't no Brian Westbrook. And they're going to say, well, yeah, we got our favorites here too now. Jalen Hurts was just here. He was flashing that ice. They're going to say, I know you're a Super Bowl champ for the Buffs in Kansas City, right? Yeah, we don't remember you during the regular season, though. We don't remember you doing that much. And then, we know you was ring chasing.
On the roster. We know you were on the roster, but did
you? Yeah. Basically, I'm saying we could have did that. I could have,
See, what you're talking about right there is why Deshaun Jackson don't even, he don't even wear his Super Bowl ring with the Rams at all. It's like in the closet or something. He don't ever bring it out because he don't feel like he deserved it. Because remember, he was traded to Baltimore.
I mean, well, and if you're talking about age, if you're talking what we got right here, I mean, his name is Shady, and I will let me tell you something about these media platforms. I mean, we're on it right now. Steven, we're doing it. We're content creators. We're media personalities.
We're doing real talk. We ain't blowing smoke
but,
up.
But let me tell you what would never ever happen on here. Slander will not be tolerated, and it will be addressed. It doesn't matter who you are, because nobody is above it. Sometimes, Shady, it sounds like hate. I'm not saying you're a hater now. I'm just saying that's what it sounds like, because Shady be trying to throw a lot of shade, no pun intended, at Jalen Hurts. But people go, okay, cool. But Jalen Hurts was Super Bowl MVP, like Tom Brady. Mm-hmm. So why is it when you talk about Tom, you talk about him so glowingly? Why is it when you talk about, I don't know, Patrick Mahomes? Who did Shady beat? He beat Patrick. And he outplayed him twice. Hello? So I don't get into that, and don't even get me started about Emmanuel Acho. Good God, it ain't enough time in a day. But we have to start. Now, Shady, you're a grown man, incredible football player. I don't know if you're gonna get in the Hall of Fame, but you Hall of Fame worthy. I'm just addressing what you're talking about when you get to talking about how Jalen ain't this and Jalen ain't that. What Jalen is, right? Yeah, is a Philadelphia Eagle legend. Not because of what he did in the you're a Philadelphia Eagle legend, but guess what? You don't think Jalen gonna be in the Philadelphia Eagles Hall of Fame?
You without a doubt at this point.
You know what I'm saying? So, the statue just ain't been unveiled yet. Oh, it's coming. Oh, he's gonna. So every time you come to the Illadelph, every time you come to the link, and guess what? And I know they talking about getting another stadium in Philadelphia. He's gonna statues. People say, they gonna move the statue? Nope, they're gonna make another one. They'll just make another one. They can make one statue. So you don't got a lot of people don't like Jalen Hurts. I don't get it. Oh, that's right, because he's a winner.
Name brand's on it today.
What do you say? Shady hates the players. That's what look. When I was at the University of Florida, I won an SEC championship my freshman year in 2000. That's a long time ago. That's when rings still had the black on the side of it with your name on it, like coming from Jostins, the one that used to give us our class rings. I get it. But when people hit me with being you just mad because you ain't never won nothing, that's not true, because I have. But even if I hadn't won anything, I'm just calling a spade a spade. Shady is a hater. And he gets to hate it. First, it's subtle, right? Then it's out in the open. Jalen goes, look, man, let's compare Super Bowl runs. Let's just compare who did what. You don't want to.
Now, while we're talking about disrespect, I got to mention this, and it's attached to something that unfortunate that happened last week. Obviously, we know George Kittle ruptured his Achilles, and I think it was the right towards the end of the second quarter in the Eagles game, right?
Uh-huh.
And there was fans out there, but with these fan accounts basically saying that he was being booed off the field. I watched that game. I asked my man Justin, who was at that game. I asked my man No Shirt Dom, who was at that game. They were both like, listen, the fans were giving him a standing ovation. So people need to stop with that. But let's talk about the George Kittle injury, because he put his statement out there. Football sucks sometimes, but love these guys, love this team. Heartbroken. But have so much love and support from everyone reaching out. I'll be good. Thank you. We aren't done yet. And also when your team owner is the first person to meet you in the locker room, it's a special place. So cheers, all my love. So it is, I definitely didn't like seeing that. I see when I seen how he went down and then seen the replay, he absolutely ruptured his Achilles.
Yeah.
George Kittle is top 2 tight ends in the league right now. You can't take that away from him. He's an amazing blocking tight end. He's a difference maker. Being a playmaker. I know we can argue this, but I still think he's a better overall tight end than Travis Kelce's been over the last handful of years. Everyone wants to talk about Travis because he's on the team that's winning all the Super Bowls right now. Or has been the last handful of years or so. So I get that, but these I don't know if it's fan accounts. I don't know. I forget what account I seen it from was basically sitting there saying that us as Eagles fans were booing him off the field. I think you might have been getting confused of them saying Coop or something, because there wasn't no booing going on when he was being carted off the field.
Yeah, I didn't see that either. And I think George Kittle gets respect because he plays for San Francisco, but he plays like a Philadelphia Eagle. That's how he plays. Give you all he got, and he's the ultimate team player. Like every catch he makes, he's doing it for the team. Every block he makes, he's doing it for the team. Every time he's throwing his body around, he's doing it for the team. And sometimes we have to be reminded that football is not built for people.
We're talking about George Kittle, brother. We're talking about George Kittle, not Dallas Goedert. We already talked.
Oh yeah, not Dallas. We're talking about George. Yeah, and so I didn't hear the boos either. And just say there were some boos. They got drowned out by the cheers if there were some. Yeah. And even once again, I'm gonna say this about Philadelphia Eagle fans again. You guys are firm, but you're fair. You guys appreciate good football. You guys appreciate even more good football players. Well, George Kittle is a great football player that plays great football. And these non-contact injuries, sometimes you have to be reminded your body ain't built to do the things that it does. 250 pounds, 60 pounds, 70 pounds, 80 pounds, 300-pound men starting and stopping and moving and twisting their body. And they do it over and over and over. Sometimes your body goes, all right, you got one more in you. And then that's it. And every time you see that Achilles go, man, you just see that heel kind of like back of that heel like buckle, and you know it's over. There's a respect level for a guy like George Kittle because he left it all on the field. And even Philadelphia Eagles fans appreciate what he means to the game of football, not just to the game they were watching. So no, I didn't hear the boos either. And if you were booing, what are you doing? Like, sometimes you got to read the room or read the freaking stadium. What are you booing? What? Now, are you rooting for George Kittle to play well against your Eagles? No. But he's hurt. It happens. Salute that man for his contribution to the game and his contributions to the team and how he plays. Mm-hmm. But come on. Like, sometimes, you know what it is, too? If you were one of those Eagles fans booing, right? And just say you head home. And y'all get to the house or whatever, and just say your parents go, how was the game? Man, the game was great. So remember when George Kittle got hurt? Yeah, this guy is booing him. No. What? He's booing him. Why? You're booing him? And then it's like, I wasn't booing him. You were booing him. And you need, listen, man, just calm down. Find you something to do. But no, I agree though, Steve, but I didn't hear it. And when Philadelphia Eagles are coming up to George Kittle, that's respect. That the only thing you can ask for from the players you played with and against in football, no matter what level, Pop Warner, middle school, high school, college, pro, is the respect of your teammates and your opponents. The only thing you're going to get from the fans, hopefully, is appreciation. And the only way you're going to play is your coach trusts you. Well, he's earned all three: the appreciation of the fans, the respect of his teammates and his opponents, right? And the trust of his head coach. George Kittle is about as good of a football player as you're going to see. If you want to put on a clinic, George Kittle blocks like Lane Johnson in the run game. That's how he blocks. Mauls people. He has a highlight tape for strictly blocking. Like, is that a tight end? No, that's a mauler that wears number 85. So, you might want to have a ticket to get on that guy. Buy a ticket first. You at least give me dinner first if you're going to do me like this in front of my family. So, yeah, I agree with you. I didn't hear no booing. But at the same time, Philly, they booed Santa Claus. They threw snow at him. So I'm not like, I think that is one of the most.
Never tell it in the proper context. It needs to be told. It does say.
I don't know the full context, but what I will say is that's just Philadelphia. Like, that's just Philadelphia. Like, they go, look, we don't care. Ultimately, we fight each other every week. Every week we fight each other. Who you looking at? I'm looking at you. What you mean Jalen Hurts ain't that good? I don't think that's it. They going at it. And they'll be back next week. Missing tooth, I don't care. Santa Claus thought it was sweet until it wasn't. They was pelting them too. They were like, what are you looking at? Hey, your gifts suck anyway. Just pelting them with them. So I love Philadelphia, man. I think it's a true sports city. that cares. You don't live in Philadelphia and ask people who you root for. That's like an insult. Like, what you say to me? Who's your team? What is this a joke?
4 for 4 over here, brother. 4 for 4. So I want to switch gears here, right? So everyone's in love with the Kelseys and the New Heights podcast and something like that, but I think there's a different former athlete that's changed the media game and far that. And you don't get enough credit. Pat McAfee, man.
Yeah.
He does not get enough credit, man. He, as a punter in this league, he totaled like $15 million. He signed that huge deal with the ESPN. He does play-by-play commentation for the WWE. And not only did he sign that big deal with ESPN, when ESPN tried to get rid of guys that he, part of his production team and stuff like that because he refused to pay him, guess what happened? Pat said, take it out of my pay. These guys are staying here. These are my guys. So one thing I'm going to say is Pat has absolutely, I think he has done more to change the game as far as media with sports athletes than Travis, than Jason, and all of that. Pat does not get enough credit for it. When I seen that graphic today, I was like, you know what, we got to talk about it. I want to bring that last part up because the dude has basically, has accrued since he left football almost $500 million between his, his shows with ESPN, what he does with WWE and stuff like that. He's changed how that media athlete is looked and how business should be done. Pat McAfee doesn't get enough credit. I definitely give him credit. He's done some of the best interviews I've seen. Stuff he did with Aaron Rodgers over the last few years. He gets all the fun interviews. He does break news right there on his show a lot more times than you see these scoopsters that work for some of these media companies that are 9 times out of 10 dead the freak wrong. So I just want to make sure I gave Pat his flowers today because, I am the Philly guy. So I definitely have a Jason Kelce bias with it. But I think Pat doesn't quite get the love he deserves.
Pat McAfee has changed how we look at media, how we view media, and how we track it. Authenticity matters. Branding matters. Being true to yourself matters. He sits down with his friends. I don't know if they were doing it in the gym. They said, look, we're going to do it our way. We're going to bring in our own audience, which is what he's really done. Mm-hmm. He captured his own audience. I got a core group of people that support what he does. Yes, I'm going to wear the tank top. When I'm on college football game, the college game day with Nick Saban, I'm going to understand the chants. I'm going to understand what makes this city, this town, this team, what it is. I'm going to do the outlandish things, but I'm also donating money. I'm giving people $1 million to make a kick. I'm donating money. I'm donating millions of dollars to these football programs, right? But he's still a husband. He's still a father, and he brought his team with him. Let me tell you what ESPN does. Or these big corporations. They'll sit back and watch Steven, myself, build his brand up. Hey, man, we saw what you guys did. We saw the blood, sweat, and tears you guys did to build this thing up. Man, we want to come through and buy. No. No. You can't buy it. You can partner with us, and you're going to have to pay for that. Okay, we partner. We have 100% creative control. But we have 100, but we'll take those cameras. Yep. We'll take that platform. Because isn't that what happens? Steven, you got a restaurant, man, and we trying to figure out how to sell this food, and all of a sudden it blows up. Now here comes it. Now when we used to sit down in front of the banks, they'll tell us no. Now they're like, man, what's the price? The one thing that Pat McAfee had, and he uses it, is leverage. He knows he has it, and he's sitting next to Nick Saban, Paul Feinbaum, Kirk Herbstreit, and all these guys, right? And here's the thing, right? Let's call it what it is. Yeah, he's better than them. See, they're giving those guys based off what they're giving them based off pedigree. And they should. Herbstreit and company, Nick Saban, the greatest college football coach of all time. Pat McAfee, I was just a punter. I wasn't the greatest punter of all time. I didn't reshape the punting stratosphere. But when it comes to this media stuff, I know how to get it done. And guess what? He's only getting better. ESPN comes in thinking they said he rejected our offer and told us if we don't pay everybody on his staff, it's a no. We really said that. Yeah, he's standing right here. Yeah. So that and I'm just like that though. Like I'm not gonna let you. I mean, look, money makes us all make all kind of decisions, right? But I always ask people, what do you really want from me if I take this money? Like, what are you really asking of me? So yeah, I'm shout out to Pat McAfee. And there are so many people trying to emulate what he's done, trying to build their own platform in a way where when I was on ESPN radio, shout out to BJ Bennett, my homie, and Kevin Thomas. When I was on ESPN radio, the reason why I enjoyed it was we were like we're doing now. Stephen, we'll come with our own script. I mean, we'll put together the show. We put together who we want to talk to, show meetings. So when we used to go other places, right, and just say we're at SEC media days, ACC media days, and somebody goes, "Hey man, we watch you guys show, man. How do you guys do it? What do you mean? Do you guys got a program director?" And we'll go, "Oh yeah." They'll say, "Where is it?" And we'll point. They'll say, "That guy right there, how old is he?" I said, "Oh, he's 23, 24. That's your pro." Yeah, his name is Jim. And they go, "How do y'all do that?" I'll say, and I said, simple, why? We're good at what we do. He said, "How good are you?" I say, "Well, when they were good before I got here, they became efficient after I got here." Efficiency is what I care about. I don't care about being good or great. That's up to the beholder. I mean, am I attractive to my wife? I hope so, but it doesn't matter. We're married. I don't care. I hope I am. I'm just saying, I'm not saying I'm not. I'm just saying you're gonna have to ask her. I'm just saying, it's one of those things, Stephen. We're not in this business trying to be a Pat McAfee. We appreciate a Pat McAfee for opening up doors for us to say, dude, wait a minute, you can do it your way? Yes. You don't have to alter it, and you can wear a top, and you can wear a tank top with no muscles. Think about that. He ain't got no muscles. I'm wearing a tank. Think about how many people saying he can do that. Well, he's done it. And he'll put
Not
on
only he's doing it with tank top, he's doing it with board shorts and flip flops on.
I mean, he's saying if how I look is more impressive than what I do, that's called being a model. Models, that's what they do, right? They have to look good. They don't talk. No, I have to talk. I have to analyze. I have to break down. But you know what I really have to be? I have to be entertaining, and I have to be worth listening to. That's what we do. That's why I say you come to the fan in the end for the nuance. You come to the fan in the end for the nonsense, but you stay here because it makes sense. And you don't got to like it, but that is true. All three things I said make. So, Pat, I appreciate you. I appreciate you saying F these gurus and F these people saying, "Oh, you got to do it this way. You got to come to my TED Talk." No, you're trying to sell product. You want me to buy your book? His wife said, "You still got that wife beater on that tank top?" "Yeah, baby, but I bought a new one." Because people with a lot of money don't spend a bunch of money. They find a way to give it away so they can keep the money that they have. So, Stephen, all I'm saying is we are on our way, which you already knew. We on that same trajectory as far as and that way when people ask us, "Stephen, how'd you do it?" And I'll say, "Do you want me to tell you the truth or lie to you?" "I want you to tell me the truth. I did it my way." Frank Sinatra, that thing. The whole we gonna Frank Sinatra because if we do it another person's way and it works, we gonna be pissed. I'd rather do it my way than lose than to do it your way and win because I think my way is coming. But yeah, Pat, keep wearing them. Somebody asked Pat, you gonna get in the gym? He's like, "No, I'm good." He said, "I'm already been."
He already went through that time in life. It's over for him. So, I definitely wanted to get Pat his love today, but also one thing I did come across, and I definitely want to talk to you about it. Obviously, we know. Travis Kelce was the winner of the charity challenge as far as the man of the year goes. I call foul because a report came out that Aaron his tech filings for Kelce's nonprofit, it's incorrect. Operational costs for charter efforts were mistakenly reported under management rather than allocated adequately to the program services. Ernst told the Republic that so the public records do not provide an accurate indication of where the resources were truly directed. We have corrected the management fees decrease, which basically means that the management fees was coming out of the money that was supposed to be donated significantly in 2024 and dropped to zero in 2025, Ern says. Looking ahead, we are expanding our board of directors, bringing in on advisors with the nonprofit expertise, restructuring our reporting process to better reflect our actual program work, and are dedicating to ensure the foundation operates at its highest standards. He needs to be removed from the Man of the Year. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yep. And you got found
and
out.
It's not his fault. I'm going to make that very clear right now. It is not his fault.
Let me say
do
this.
something, and they basically pay themselves out of the money that's supposed to be donated to somebody else for the nonprofit or whatever charity you were doing. You shouldn't be still on the list for the Man of the Year, because that's why you get elected or voted for Man of the Year is through your charitable donations, not through because you played well or what you did on the field. The Man of the Year is all for the charitable stuff you do off the field, away from the cameras. This came out. He shouldn't get a single vote for this year's Man of the Year. And it's not Travis's fault. You hired somebody. They didn't do what they were supposed to do in the proper manner. It's unfortunate, but he cannot be this year's Man of the Year under any circumstance.
He can't because he got found out. Here's the thing, right? We don't know if it's not Travis's fault. We know that now. We don't know directly, but you got found out, Travis. Let me say this to you, which I is that what's the
when man? You're the man, it's always your
fault. Travis, your profile has catapulted because of who you are, who you're getting ready to get married to, and obviously you're talking about the success of you and Jay's and podcast and everything you're doing. Your nonprofit got looked at because you got money. I have a nonprofit. I'm in the process of still trying to get monies donated and all these different things. But I've also had a grant given to us. We got awarded a grant, and they was watching us like a hawk. We wasn't getting those type of dollars. Here's how it goes with a nonprofit. Most of the time, nonprofits don't be able to generate that much money because it's hard to generate money. But when you start getting money, that's when the eyeballs get bigger. They want to see, are you doing what you said you would do with the money? Isn't it ironic that you go from this amount of money one year to $0? Listen to me. It looks shady. It looks nefarious. It looks like, and guess what else they're going to do? They're going to go back farther. See, you think it's just the current year, but I do agree. I am not, trying to be like holier than thou on here, making it seem as if Travis, you did something just the worst of the worst. But I am saying you cannot be the Man of the Year when your foundation / nonprofit was doing something nefarious with the money, even if you had nothing to do with it. Let me tell you something. If you own the restaurant, I want to speak to the manager. Oh, no, not you. The Kelsey guy. You want to speak to yes. I want to speak to the owner because he hired you, right? Yeah. Which means he thought you was a good representation for him, right? Yeah. That means that he trusts you, right? Yeah. And you bobbled the money. So I want to know what happened. Because if our child goes to a daycare and something goes wrong with our child, we're going to come at the people that work there. You work here, right? Yeah. Well, what happened? Well, I was on. What happened? Because when it comes time to get paid, y'all take my money, right? You take a cash app, Venmo, all kind of ways now. So I want to know. And if you want to know what's going on with any business, company, person, follow the money. The money gonna reveal some stuff. So yes, I do agree. There are too many guys that are more deserving of Man of the Year, and they're doing things the right way. Nefarious things with your foundation means, do you have other foundations? Do you have other? Don't do that. Travis, get this right. Do your damage control. If you get, and the fact that the people with the most money get donated the most money. Don't. I mean, what are we doing? We can take. Oh, let me tell you something. Look, since we on this platform, I'm gonna get ready to get my campaign going. Right? It's gonna be the 517 movement, and the 517 movement is we're looking to get 5,000 people willing to donate $17.84 a month, and they willing to do it for 5 years. I mean, I wore number 84. I just want to make sure I'm doing it right. I wore number 84 in college, high school, and in pro. But I just firmly believe that Stephen, that we can do it. We can do it. Hold on. Nope, that was wrong. Hold on. See, even I'm messing it up. Times 17. Oh, I know. It's the 5-1. I'm sorry. It's the 516 campaign. You're trying to get 5,000 people again to donate $16. Let me see if I basically $16.84. That's roughly $84,200 a month. People are like, well, Ben, that's a lot of money. I said, well, here's the thing. My nonprofit has been around since 2020. My nonprofit got founded in 2020 because of COVID. We couldn't get in the door. I got my building in 2021. We couldn't open up the doors until 2022, and we've been going strong since then. And they say, how much money have you gotten since 2020? We've gotten like $2,500 in 5 years, going on 6. All I'm saying is I am not here about the money, but I know the more money I have, the more we can do for the young men in the program. And for those that want to know, it's called The Uncommon Crew, www. Well, we ain't got the website yet, but it's called The Uncommon Crew, and we spell it CRUUNCOMMONCRU. And we're going to have 2 more graduates. We got a young man going to college on Friday. We got 2 young men that's already graduated that's working at Walmart right now. We got another young man that graduates in May, and we got another young man going to the military. So when it comes to, we have the 100% graduation rate, military. We do college readiness, job readiness, military preparedness, and we're doing it off the strength of what we do. Shout out to Entree Drama. Shout out to my boy Jonathan Hampton down there in Swainsboro, Georgia. But the 516 movement is 5,000 people willing to donate $16.84 a month for 5 years, and I guarantee you this: it will not go down like it did with Travis Kelce and company. I'm not to come at him, but we ain't doing no fraud.
Service fees out of the money that's going to be donated to people. And while we're talking about stuff that you're doing, I want to also give a shout out to the book, man. So people who don't know, like if you don't want to donate to that, at least go and check out Ben's book on Uncommon Unfinished.
Yeah, man. Everywhere books are sold. Everywhere books are sold, man. That's crazy. The book, man. My book is 5 years old now, man. It came out in September 2021. No, Stephen. I don't know what book me and Stephen's gonna write. We're gonna write something. I mean, I don't know what it's gonna be. I already know. We already got a publisher. We're gonna write something. If it's just shut up, you don't know what you're talking about, or something, or I don't know. We'll come up with something, man. Having a book is such a unique experience. It doesn't make me feel like I'm smarter than anybody else. I mean, my wife would tell you I'm not the brightest in the bunch. It's fine. I can live with that. But it's just the fact that being able to, it's like being a painter, man. I'm willing to put my stuff out there in the art gallery and see what they do with it. And hey, got another book planned coming up here real soon. But yeah, Uncommon Unfinished, the Being True story with BJ Bennett. Hey man, the thing about it is, what they say?
Oh man, that Travis should have used Taylor's card for their service fee that needed to be paid.
And I saw recently that Taylor Swift, and I don't want to say this right. They said that her tour generated billions of dollars. I'm not surprised. And she gave bonuses to all the dancers, the work.
She paid everybody, man, and made sure they had good Christmas. Like that's why, I like people you may not like her music, you may not like that the TV personalities keep bringing her up. And listen, she's a genuine person. She's a good person. She's not one of these celebrities that got this big head and this cocky attitude about her. She's a genuine down to earth person. So I gotta give Taylor the love where she deserves it. She's a unique person. She's one of the highest grossing musicians that we've had, in the past 20 years. So got to give Taylor the love.
Yeah. Listen, Taylor, let me once again let me reiterate this. We are not coming at Travis Kelce, the person. We're just saying he shouldn't be up for Man of the Year when it's about charitable donation and philanthropic work and humanitarian work and service work. And your foundation has been found out. That's all we're saying. I'm just saying you can't have something nefarious going on with your foundation. And I get it. I don't think Travis Kelce runs it. I don't think he got time. But you're still responsible because it's under your name. So that's why it's too many. The Man of the Year award in the NFL should be given probably to more. What they should do is just give it to every player nominated on their team. That's what they should do, but they give it to one person. So Travis,
I agree with you there because that's only you got to think there's 53 men on a roster. There's 32 teams. Like, dude, everyone. I agree. Everyone who gets nominated for their team should be the Man of the Year for their team.
Yeah,
and you think about it because then it's another reason for people to go buy a jersey because it puts the patch on their jersey. It gives something else unique to it. So another thing that we'll argue about this offseason is changing stuff like that. But speaking of the offseason, I got to talk to you about this, brother, because your Falcons did do some breaking news this week with your boy Matt Ryan. He's now part of that front office. He's a part of the team. What are your thoughts on this, bro? Bringing Matt Ryan in.
I saw it coming a mile away. It's like getting off on the exit. I saw it coming a mile away. But Arthur Blank is trying to get back in the good graces of Falcon Nation. It hasn't been, you're talking about Dan Quinn, Arthur Smith, Raheem Morris, Terry Fontenot. You talking about all these quarterbacks. It just hasn't worked. So he said, okay, let me help. Let me at least bring back, arguably, he's the greatest quarterback in Atlanta Falcons history. Some people say it's Michael Vick. I get it. He's the most exciting. Here's the thing, though, Matt Ryan.
I don't know. What about
Matt Ryan going to have to make real decisions because I think that, he's going to help in the, general manager process, head coach process. You talk about helping picking players, the draft process. They put Matt Ryan in a position that hopefully he can be in a long time. But let me tell you how Matt Ryan is protected. Matt Ryan don't think got to do interviews. Matt Ryan just got to punch a clock every day. He lives way out there in Flowery Branch, which is, I don't know, almost 70 miles, 80 miles from the city. But Matt Ryan is going to have to get out. I'm not saying it should happen this way, but Atlanta is a different type city like Philadelphia. You want to get out there amongst the people. He ain't going to do that. Matt Ryan ain't going to get out there amongst the people because he don't want to ask questions about his career, and he sure don't want to ask questions about his current career. His past one and his current one. But I knew it was coming. I think sometimes these owners are very, 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 very predictable. If I'm not mistaken, isn't Brian Westbrook a part of the Philadelphia Eagles organization? He works for the Eagles, right? So I'm not mad at these decisions. I just think that Steven, making a decision that feels good in the moment doesn't mean it's gonna give you anything tangible. And that's all I'm saying. Here's that. There go that John Lynch effect. There go that John Elway effect. There go that Dan Marino effect. Like these quarterbacks. I mean, ain't Troy Aikman helping the freaking Dolphins find a coach for what? What does Troy Aikman know about finding a coach? Anyway, I don't know what it is about these quarterbacks that these owners love them. And Arthur Blank sitting there hugging, Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan, of course, he's gonna wear a red jacket. He must have went and raided, Santa Claus freaking wardrobe. Where you find a red jacket from? But he's back in the building, and I'm looking forward to see how it goes because I think sometimes the way a player played and his legacy on the team, it doesn't necessarily translate to the front office. What does that have to do with him? He looked like he'll be a great decision maker. Well, he threw to Julio Jones and Tony Gonzalez and Roddy White and Harry Douglas. And he handed off to, I don't know, Michael Burner Turner. He has some pretty good guys around him. That doesn't mean that he know how to pick a coach. That doesn't mean he know how to pick a GM. That doesn't mean he knows how to pick players. But guess what? He's paid to do it. So we'll see. It's just, if it doesn't work out, Stephen, which I hope it does, it'll be Atlanta doing Atlanta things. Like, do you realize the Atlanta Hawks? Do you realize the Atlanta Hawks originally drafted Carmelo Anthony? They traded him. No, man, don't get me started. Don't get me started about Atlanta sports don't pro sports in Atlanta outside of my Braves, by the way. I can talk trash when it comes in. But the Falcons, the Hawks, maybe Atlanta United, but that's soccer. I mean, you know how confused people are at Mercedes-Benz because they got this big gigantic platinum Falcon during the football season. And when football season comes in, they put this big gigantic soccer ball. Do you know how many people still don't know why the soccer ball's out there? Like, why is this soccer ball? Why is this big soccer ball? They don't know that they play soccer games at ice cream. So don't get me started about pro sports and ATL.
So speaking of hiring former players, the Atlanta Falcons aren't completely the only one doing that, because the Oklahoma Sooners brought in both DeMarco Murray and Jason Witten to be on their coaching staff. Obviously, Witten's going to be the tight end coach. DeMarco Murray is going to be the running back coach. So, OU is bringing some alumni to hopefully change their fortunes moving forward, enticing some of these young guys, whether be it the transfer portal or just regularly committing to being a part of the program. What do you think about these moves from Oklahoma, bringing in Witt, bringing in DeMarco Murray? What are your thoughts here, brother?
Coach Venables must be struggling in Oklahoma. You bringing in DeMarco Murray, which is an incredible running back at Oklahoma. You bring in the former Tennessee Vol and a Dallas Cowboy great future Hall of Famer, Jason Witten, as a tight ends coach. It better work. Because here's the thing: you got recruiting, you got coaching, execution, results. Well, Oklahoma, I'm pretty sure they got plenty of money when it comes to NIL. They're the biggest brand in the state of Oklahoma. Sorry, Oklahoma State. Come on, stop playing. DeMarco Murray, I don't know if he's ever been a coach. I ain't really kept up with DeMarco Murray since he left the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know if he's been I know that Jason Witten has been a coach, and Jason Witten has obviously had his time in the media. I think he was on Monday Night Football for a year, and I think he's back coach. I'm always supportive and happy and encouraged to see former players getting opportunities to coach in big-time major football. And Oklahoma is one of the biggest brands in sports, college or pro. Coach Venables either can't stand NIL and recruiting, or he's trying to add to it. Because Oklahoma, the last time we saw them, they were getting beat by Alabama, right?
Not just beat, they choked the lead away from Alabama.
Yeah, up 17-0, you lose. Coach Venables, I think, went to Oklahoma, but he coached for a long time under Dabo Swinney as a defensive coordinator at Clemson. We'll see if it works. I like these chess moves. I don't really know about what goes on in recruiting in the state of Oklahoma, because you always trying to recruit in your stomping ground first. So I think it comes down to Oklahoma being able to pull players from Texas, because Oklahoma recruits against Texas and in the state of Texas. So yeah,
I mean, you already talked about this. They need to stop it all. They need to go down to the state of Florida.
You know what? Now I get it. DeMarco Murray had some really, really good years in Dallas, obviously. Jason Witten got the most catches, yards, and touchdowns. I don't know if he got the most touchdowns, but he might have the most catches and yards in Dallas Cowboy history. This is about Texas. They trying to put a stronghold on Texas. And DeMarco Murray, you got coaches like DeMarco, but former Dallas Cowboy greats, and Jason Witten and DeMarco Murray. So hey, I like the chess moves. I like these head coaches wanting to have big name assistant coaches. Because Venable is a big name because he's the head coach of Oklahoma. He's not a big name in football from like playing like a DeMarco Murray, like a Jason Witten. So I dig it. But once I got to talk about something real quick with Jason Witten. I mean, I love him. I'm in this magazine called The Greatest of the SEC. I didn't ask to put myself in there. They put me in there. In the tight end section, they got me in there. They got Jason Witten as the number one greatest SEC tight end. That is ridiculous. Now, this is an older magazine because this is way for Brock Bowers, way for Aaron Hernandez, way for, Kyle Pitts, way for, stop it. Good and well, Jason Witten is not the great. But let me. Who do you think they heard as crazy? but here's the thing too, though, Smitty. Steven.
Smitty now.
I'm sorry. I do too many shows, man. Good Lord. They had Peyton Manning as the greatest SEC quarterback. I'm gonna say this one time. Tennessee Vols fans, I don't care how y'all feel. Jason Witten is not the greatest SEC tight end of all time. And I love Jason Witten. He's in there, but he's not the greatest. Peyton Manning might not be a top 25 SEC quarterback. And I know what did well, people say he was number 1 overall pick. So was Jamarcus Russell. And he went to LSU. Stop it. So I just want to get that out. Nothing against Jason Witten, but you tell me, Steven, if you in college and you never won an SEC championship, you never won a national championship, you never beat your arch rival Florida, and they won a national championship the year after you got drafted, how does that make you the greatest in SEC history? Stop it.
They're
trying
to rank them what they did in the NFL careers. You know.
No. NFL, he's football royalty now. That's football royalty.
That's what I'm saying. That's why he gets put on these college lists because of that. And this is what I was just sitting there saying. Like it's pandering at its highest level, my friend. You know it is.
How in the world? Peyton Manning never won the Heisman. That went to Charles Woodson. Peyton Manning never beat Florida. Peyton Manning never went to Atlanta. Peyton Manning never won. He never won a Heisman, never won a national championship, never won an SEC championship, never beat your arch rival. But because he was the number 1 overall pick and they won the national championship a year after you got drafted, sit down. I'm just saying, man, we got it. And that's why I'm gonna be able to address these things on the show if God willing that I'm gonna come up with that I'm gonna do. Because Steven, there is no greater fans to piss off than SEC fans. They pissed off about everything. They get mad. And it's like talking about Jalen Hurts 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Well, we got about 4 or 5 more topics I want to get to. So let's see if we can kind of buzz through him over these last 20 minutes. Obviously, last college football topic of the day, and the 19th is coming up on us real fast, and Miami is going to be able to play in their home stadium for the national championship. It's a very unfortunate situation because Indiana is going to embarrass them in their home turf, because I do believe that Indiana is going to wind up winning this national championship here. But how unique of a thing is it for what's happened in Miami? Like we were talking about it a little bit last night, but having one of the bigger upsets in college football playoff history, being the 10th ranked team upsetting one of the top 2 seeds in this year's college football playoffs, and then not only doing that but also making it all the way to the championship game, to be able to be in your home stadium to play for said college championship. It's something that you can't just kind of talk away. You got to, regardless of how we feel the game's gonna play out on the 19th. But Miami's had a beyond and over successful season, and hopefully this is something that kind of catapults them in a way that they can continue the sustained success that's been eluding them over the past 20 years.
Yes. Well, Miami is a very, very unique team because of their tradition and their history. I mean, we talk about the 80s, the early 90s, the early 2000s. They were one of the it teams, right? They was winning the Larry Coker, all these different coaches that came to the Jimmy Johnson, Michael Irvin, Warren Sapp, Ray Lewis, Aaron Reed, Sean Taylor, Jonathan Vilma. I mean, the list goes on and on from names of players. But that was back in 2001. See, the thing about it is, I mean, Steve, you said something where you was like, man, I'm a real Philadelphia Eagles fan. I remember when we was one of the laughing stocks of the NFL, we could never get over the hump we couldn't beat this team, beat that team. We go into 4 straight, the NFC championship games and all these different things, right? But we
lost to Jake Delhomme. That's all I have to say. We lost to Jake freaking Delhomme.
Yeah, but see, you was there for the ugly years. Now you here for the glory years. How many? There ain't a player playing for Miami right now that was old enough to know what Miami used to be. They weren't old enough. These players now, they were born in 99, 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003. The last time the Miami Hurricanes played in the national championship was in 2002, and they lost. They lost to Ohio State. You talking about 24 years later, they're back in the national championship. You know what they haven't done since they've been ACC? They've never won it. The pathway to get there is what they're doing now. Mario Cristobal, a Hurricanes alum, is trying to get them back to glory, right?
Technically, I
don't think it's gonna happen for this reason. Fernando Mendoza is from Miami. He's of Cuban descent. He grew up a Miami Hurricanes fan. They say he lived about 10 minutes from the stadium. They say he used to go to the stadium and watch games. They said he told Manny Diaz he wanted to be a Hurricane. He said Manny Diaz told him, "You ain't good enough." He said he told Mario Cristobal, "Yeah, I want to be a Hurricane." He said you wasn't good enough. The average age on the Hoosiers is 23. They got 23, 24, and 25. These are grown men. When I was 23, I was in my second year in the NFL. When I was 25, I was in my fourth and fifth year in the NFL. What I'm saying is you got some grown men. Indiana may never, ever be in this position again. Miami, they gonna find a way to be back because they're Miami. They understand. Indiana doesn't have, I don't think, billion-dollar boosters like Miami. They definitely don't got the tradition. So Kurt Signetti and company, this is going to be one of the biggest outliers we're ever going to see. Now, there are people that don't like that Kurt Signetti and what Indiana has done to kind of make a mockery of, college football. When you look at how many times they got a bunch of trade. They got guys that transfer 3 and 4 and 5 times, but it's worked. And they're trying to do something that's never happened in college football, and that's go 15-0, and they're battle tested. They played Oregon twice. They played Ohio State. They played Penn State. They both raced Alabama. They ran Alabama off the field. Sorry, Oregon. I don't know what that was. Good Lord. They tore y'all out 2 frames. So I do think Indiana wins. I do think it's going to be a thriller. I know that Miami sideline is going to be star-studded like I've never seen with Michael Irvin and Andre Johnson and Ray Lewis and Warren Sapp and The Rock and Ken Dorsey and Santana Moss and Ed Reed and Frank Gore. If they play Jared Payton, Jeremy Shockey, they're going to be there to watch the Miami Hurricanes lose. I think Indiana's going to win because sometimes, Steven, you don't want to go up against a team like Indiana that ain't got nothing to lose. If they do lose, they're going to say, oh, they're Indiana. They're a basketball school. But when they win, Fernando Mendoza, who looks like Woody off the Toy Story, that's how he looks in the face. I think his story is one of redemption, perseverance, and just never giving up. So, I mean, it's easy to root for an Indiana team. It's easy to root for a guy like Fernando Mendoza. And if you don't like Kurt Signetti now, you're going to hate him after the 19th because I think they're going to be hoisting up the college football playoff national championship. I think they're going to win it.
So, Eddie wanted to let you know he's already halfway done the book.
Hey, man, tell Eddie, man, I hope he enjoys it, man. We got some more coming, man.
Yeah. Also wanted to mention Mark Cuban is a major booster for Indiana.
He is. And you see how no, I'm sorry. Mark Cuban did go to Indiana. He went there for us. He did go to Indiana.
And also wanted to mention Dante Moore isn't ready for the NML, and that's what I call the whooping. All righty. Now I wanted to get to this, right? So I don't know if you've seen, but former Phillies outfielder Max Kelper got hit with an 80-game suspension for using performance-enhancing drugs, right? So I got to mention this, right? If he had as terrible of a season he had, right? So we have to look at Barry Bonds differently now, do we not?
We do.
Because Max Kelper was juiced to the gills and he couldn't hit the broadside of a barn last season, right? So we all can me and you've gone over this multiple times already. Anyone who were around enough to watch Barry Bonds before he went to San Francisco, you already know he was a Hall of Fame level player. I've said it once. I'll keep sitting there saying it. I feel a lot of times, a lot of the reasons why a lot of the baseball players wind up using steroids, it's not to hit the ball harder or farther or this or that. It's about recovery. It's about being able to play the 162 game marathon that is the Major League Baseball season. That's my opinion. You can sit there and tell me I'm wrong, I'm naive, whatever. But also, it's ridiculous that we're still sitting here. It's 2026 and Barry Bonds isn't in the Hall of Fame.
Yep, it's not real. Until I'm gonna keep saying this. Until Barry Bonds is in the Hall of Fame, the Baseball Hall of Fame doesn't exist to me. I don't want to hear about it. You're trying to it. The only way Barry Bonds not being in the Hall of Fame would be justified is if nobody that's ever got voted in juiced. Oh, it's a bunch of people that juice, but yeah. No. It goes back to something you keep on saying, Stephen. These beat writers, they need to be stripped of their ability to have votes. Let me get this straight. I think I'm starting to realize why you want to be a beat writer, because I get a Hall of Fame vote. There was a Trey McBride was not a unanimous first team All-Pro because somebody voted for George Kittle. Why?
Because George Kittle, who missed what, at least 6 games this season?
Dude, a couple of years ago, when Lamar Jackson won his second MVP, it wasn't unanimous because one vote went to Josh Allen. We need to stop this. We need to. Do you know how people go, I don't like
got in, and he didn't have a unanimous vote. Who did not vote for Suzuki Ichiro? He is without a doubt a first ballot Hall of Famer. The fact that he didn't have 100% of the vote to go in, and he made sure it was known during his acceptance speech, as he should. We should be calling out
weird, man. It's
have absolute bias when it comes to the voting. Go ahead, Ben.
No, don't they say that? Don't they say, Stephen? Don't they say, well, I ain't really like Barry Bonds, man. He was real arrogant. What's more arrogant than a beat writer that won't vote somebody in based off what they did off their merits? So the player is arrogant, but you're not voting for him make you not arrogant. No, that's arrogance at the highest degree. You're supposed to be voting on what he did on the diamond. Barry Bonds had 2 Hall of Fame careers, and you ain't. So vote him in on the first one in. Vote him in on the first one. He's still in. No, I don't like it. That's too much power given to people that's supposed to be faceless and nameless. You're supposed to be writing about the game, not trying to dictate. What? Barry Bonds and Pete Rose is eligible for the Hall of Fame after he dies? That stuff, man, baseball does not get the love it's supposed to get because, number one, the best players of baseball aren't American. That's not a bad thing, but it's like, I'm just saying, so it's, I like the fact that he juiced and it didn't help him play better. Because people thought, man, that's the only why he's playing better. Really? He only played good because of the juice. If being on the juice make you play better, it would be more widespread, don't you think?
Yep.
Don't you think more people would be doing? Man, stop it. Barry Bonds might be the greatest thing to ever pick up a baseball bat.
Yeah.
If you look at right? And I just it's embarrassing that why does Barry Bonds got to get voted in? Why? Have you ever and to those people, I don't think he's the real home run king. Who cares? I still think it's Hammer and Hank. That's fine. He's still in. It's crazy to me. It's the
crazy. It's disrespectful, and it's something I'm actually going to talk about with Tommy Green later on tonight when I get him on and see what he thinks that needs to happen to change what needs to change in baseball. But 2 real quick things before we get ready to wrap this one up. I don't know if you've seen this, but I gotta talk to you about this. So apparently, the Seattle Seahawks were sending out emails to their season ticket holders and was warning them about selling playoff tickets. And if they have sold their playoff tickets, they would not be eligible to receive season ticket offers moving forward. How are you going to tell people who pay for things? You automatically, when the money automatically comes out of their account when they make the playoffs, right? You automatically get paid for it. You're automatically being paid for something. Then you're going to tell after somebody's already paid for what they can do with their tickets. Man, this would never happen in Philadelphia. And I'm sure a couple other different places it wouldn't happen. I get it. You wanna have that 12th man vibe. It's something that you guys are known for. I get that part of it. But to sit there and tell grown adults like, hey, you're not going to be able to get season tickets anymore if you sell your tickets that you've already paid for.
These teams have completely lost their mind. They have all the way done it now. This is my money. This is my decision. You could get away from me. Who are you talking to? And what you mean if we find out? Who is you? Not who are you? Who is you? That's the problem, though, Stephen, when it comes to these owners or teams or decision makers. They don't even realize they're not in the same world as us. What reality do you live in? What you mean you better not or you're not gonna? So you're talking to people that support you thick and thin. We rocking with y'all no matter how the season looks. We rocking with y'all no matter how the team plays. But you're talking about playoff tickets? Which means I'm buying those too. That's another, and I'm coming in with a jersey on. I'm paying for parking, right? I'm paying for concessions. I'm supporting. I'm giving you all kinds of dollars, but you better not sell that, man. You don't get out my face. That's what I'm saying, man. Though. It's almost.
Listen, I gotta address this one real quick. Reggie, I'm gonna give you your 2 seconds. We're Cry Eagles Cry, right? But you're the one sitting there still talking about us, and we don't care about y'all. So let us continue to own your mind and own your thoughts as you're coming up on here. Cry Eagles Cry. We ain't even talking about the Eagles right now. Oh, we already did that, an hour ago.
2 hours, yeah.
Most of the just hopping on here on some nonsense. That's why I love y'all trolls. Y'all just continue to make yourself look idiotic every day. So our last few minutes, I want to real quick get your thoughts on this weekend's games. Obviously, we broke down the wild card games. We're in the last 3 minutes here. Let's go through it. Buffalo's the favorite going into Denver. Denver wins, or does Buffalo's magical season continue?
I think Buffalo magical season continues. I think that having a playoff experience says a lot. I think when you got a guy like Josh Allen, who you got to be able to utilize his legs and his arm, and I think he's going to will his team to a win. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be easy. This I heard somebody saying that Greenlaw might be back. Which when you talk about a sideline linebacker,
two starters, both with ACL injuries. So
okay, so I mean,
they're going to be hurt going in there.
Okay, it's not going to be easy, but I do got Buffalo moving on. I think that Sean McDermott and Josh Allen understand how unique of an opportunity they have, not having to worry about Patrick Mahomes and not having to worry about Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson, and even having to deal with the Eagles and Jalen Hurts coming. So I think they better take full advantage of this run because might get it.
Texans are over New England, or does New England beat them?
I love what the Texans are doing, but I don't trust CJ Stroud. I don't know what he was doing last game. That defense, the Hunter, Anderson, and Petrie and those guys, they are incredible.
The defense had 14 points.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't see that happen against New England. New England is technically sound. They can beat you in a lot of ways, running the football, throwing the football, but they're not going to beat themselves. So for that reason, I'm going to go with New England.
As we were just talking about Seattle, does the 12th man overcome the 49ers, or do they keep their Cinderella season going?
I think the 12th man does not overcome it. I do think the 49ers move on. Christian McCaffrey might be the best player in football that don't play quarterback. It's hard to beat a team twice. And San Francisco is still not liking the fact that they lost. They were supposed to be in a position. Seattle was in to have the number 1 overall seed. They lost to the last game of the season. They're going to have Sam Darnold running for his life. And if they say Fred Warner might be able to make it back for the NFC Championship game, I'm going to go with the 49ers.
And then we're going to be talking about the Rams and the Bears. I think this is going to be an underrated matchup. I think it's going to be a better game than a lot of people think. I still got the Rams over the Bears, even though the Bears have absolutely shown that they're tough to put away at the end of games. I still like the Rams.
I like the Rams as well. Short and sweet. I think experience wins. Give me the Rams.
All right, parting shot. Last 15 seconds, brother. Go.
Man, just make sure you guys keep watching the fan to the end. I mean, Steven, it's always a pleasure to come on with your trolls. Just know we love y'all too. We gonna be here, y'all gonna be here. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, let's make it happen. You know, I feel bad that you got these knuckleheads like Mr. Was it Reggie Long Dash MHG. Keep it coming, brother. Keep it coming. We gonna give you your love, and we appreciate everyone for hopping in. So another episode here on the Fan in the End. We will catch you guys next week. Peace out.